I'm there in my capacity as the chairman of the House Committee of Affairs Institution. And I think that discussion was what the executive secretary was referring when he said that he has laid down the number of people that will be here. The executive secretary intends to come with virtually all the vice chancellors, all the president of the House of Federal Universities, and former House of President. And following our discussion with him, I think we have the cost reason that this is not an issue that we're going to come and use what fight ourselves. No. We are going to look at way out that are feasible, affordable and acceptable to virtually all, so that we can resolve this issue once and for all. It lingers for almost 12 years. The issue is the making, from the circular that was released by NUC, the entire body of doctors and medical and doctors consultants of Nigeria is of the view that rather than leaving PhD as mandatory, it has been attached with career progression of clinical lecturers in the country. And to that, they find it unacceptable to them, and they had a meeting of which they wrote to National University Commission and National Postgraduate College of Nigeria, intimating them of the standard body of doctors. Following inability to resolve the matter, until the time the ultimatum expired, they have withdrawn their services of teaching medical students in the country. This I have also discussed it with the chairman, House Committee on Tertiary Educational Institution. And the aim of this meeting today is to see how we can understand ourselves. We are not here to fight anybody, but we are to recognize powers given to the regulatory body.
What we are called upon to do in decision making every time and then is not about essentially what is good or what is bad, but the preponderance of the good in a situation over that which is bad. And having said that, we also need to take on board what tradition, professional tradition dictates. And the third thing is to take on board the overall interest of the nation.
Let me start by expressing my profound gratitude to the House of Representatives and the respective committee chairmen here present and members for the opportunity for us to be heard. This is something that we have lacked variously in our previous engagements with relevant government agencies over the years. I want to plead most passionately for your patience as we give some background detail against which the issue of the PhD must be viewed to understand our predicament. I want to re-echo your words, Mr. Chairman, by saying that we believe that we're not here for any conflict, but to try to find an amicable resolution to our problem in the best interest of Nigerians and the medical profession. If we look at page 1, paragraph 2 of this circular, it says, to this end, after exhaustive deliberations at series of meetings held between the Commission and the management of the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria, stakeholders unanimously agreed to introduce PhD programs in the clinical sciences in the Nigerian university system for the postgraduate training of interested medical practitioners and for their career progression, especially for those in the academia. It says here page 2, duration of the program, page 2, section 2, duration of the program. The full-time PhD program will run for a minimum of 6 semesters and a maximum of 9 semesters, while the part-time component will run for a minimum of 9 semesters and a maximum of 14 semesters. Does the National College operate semesters? The understanding of this thing is that these people will register with the university.
Sorry, for the benefit of those that are coming here, let me recognize the Chairman Committee of CMDs. You are welcome, sir, and also the Executive Director, National Primary Health Care Development Agency. He's here for a different purpose, but also is a medical doctor, so you are also a stakeholder here. So why I say so, you represent the body of doctors in this discussion. I remembered when this issue arose, I was not copied, I saw the circular. And then having read the circular, I called the Registrar National Postgraduate Medical College. And I asked him that, please, have you gone through the NUC circular? He said yes. I said, are you comfortable with it? He said yes. I asked him 3 times, he said yes. I said, please, can you go back and read it again so that if it is quite different from the one I'm having, you read it again. I called him back, he said he's comfortable, and I asked him 3 times. I said, okay, please forward the copy you have to my WhatsApp so that I can also read it. He did same thing. And I said, please, sir, can you read it so that I can follow you? And I told him there was association with career program. When he comes to the area that says, where is it? And for their career progression, especially to those, yes. Yes. I was shocked actually when you said that was the first time you were seeing that press in the letter.
The issue of PhD has been there for a very, very long time. And the unions as well as the college together had visited NUC on many occasions. The discussions were not palatable beyond accepting the fact that the fellowship was far, far more than the PhD. Professor Okoji, Professor Buchukola were executive secretaries. Our committees met. And it was very clear at that time that that stalemate was not going to be addressed. And the National Postgraduate Medical College Standing Committee, which reported to Senate from time to time, said that there was no headway in that direction. With the new executive secretary, the committee requested Senate to allow it to explore the idea again. And they reported to Senate on several occasions that it would appear there is some understanding from the executive secretary of NUC.
And as I speak with you now, sir, over 200 academic clinicians in Nigerian universities have PhDs. They have the PhDs. If NUC sends forms to tell them, in Ibadan, over 50% of the lecturers are PhDs or MD, either degree of MD or PhD. So what I'm trying to say, sir, it's not something new to do a PhD in clinical science or medical science. Professor Borodo was telling our leader that perhaps he doesn't know what is going on today. When Borodo says some people go abroad to South Africa or to UK, I was a vice chancellor when I went to negotiate in Sheffield University for some of our own clinicians voluntarily to enroll for a part-time PhD, part-time. Spend 1 month and 11 months in Nigeria, and many of them completed. Some told me they wanted to go to South Africa, and they did it in cardiology, in other areas of clinical sciences, because it's voluntary. It doesn't affect anybody's progression from lecturer 1 to professor. We don't, in the light of one, the nocturnal meeting we held with you,
Okay.
and the pressure you mounted on us to see reason, and the meeting I held with the vice chancellors in our office, and the fact that we do not in any way, we did not mean what people say we mean. We didn't mean it. Our text does not mean what these people go to the social media and started to say we mean. It never means that. It only says what it says. We recognize that when you are in the university setting, PhD is the highest qualification in any part of the world. And I don't want to waste your time. If you Google Oxford University, which is the oldest university in English-speaking world, because some of my friends have been talking without getting the knowledge of this. No, sir. No, I mean, if somebody Googles Oxford University is about 900 years old. The oldest university in English-speaking world. They have more than 50 different PhDs in clinical sciences, running for 3 to 4 years for full time, 6 to 8 years for part time. Now, if they are doing, who is doing the fellowship? It is those academics who want to teach, not somebody who wants to stay in the hospital. So we are saying in Nigeria that let us introduce the PhD voluntarily. In future, when majority have done it, AUC or universities can enforce it.
Sir, I want to make it very, very clear that we do not believe in ambiguity. If anytime you introduce ambiguity, it can cost a patient his or her life. And it is totally unacceptable to us. If the NUC actually means what he's saying, sir, let us put it on paper.
Sir, you are one of them and you are being aggressive, sir. I know
you are taking all the time
powers, but you are being very aggressive.
You are taking all the time.
You are being very aggressive towards me. And only me, when you talk to them, I will see you smiling. But when you want to talk to me,
you are occupying all the time. Yes.
I need protection,
You are occupying all the time.
I want you to protect me from him. Well, it doesn't matter, but you are being aggressive. So, sir, the issue of vice chancellorship also, sir.
We want it.
Those who oppose, say nay. Yes, so it's okay.
First of all, I want to thank the House committees that took this initiative to try to bring all of us together and try to fashion out a way to bring a solution to this problem. I want to say that we have made meaningful progress and we're satisfied so far with the progress that has been made, and we are also open and available to continue to interact in order to bring a meaningful conclusion to the problem.
Well, as the president of MDCAN has said, we are grateful to the Speaker of the House of Representatives who directed the two committees to interact with all of us. And I think we have had very, very fruitful meeting. And as the chairman of the meeting, who is also the chairman of the House Committee on Health, led toward the end to agree that tomorrow we shall continue this meeting, a small committee that will sort out everything. Hopefully, by the end of tomorrow, we shall find a final resolution to this unfortunate development.
Well, thank you very much let me first of all thank Mr. Speaker as done by others, because for his proactive action today we had a meeting and then we had a fruitful deliberations. All issues were discussed, but you know, in at a sitting you cannot completely exhaust all the issues. So we have resolved to a small committee to meet at the NUC headquarters tomorrow by 10, so that at least the many issues will be addressed. We have agreed so far today that the National Postgraduate Medical College is the supervisory body and regulatory body of residency training in Nigeria, while the NUC will also have the mandate, as outlined by the Act of National Assembly, to supervise and regulate degree-rated awarding institutions. We have also agreed that the issue of PhD for resident doctors will be done pari passu with fellowship for those who are interested, and it's going to be voluntarily, and it has nothing to do, PhD has nothing to do with promotion and other, with promotion of clinical teachers, but clinical teachers are also encouraged so as to be abuzz with research and research related, extensive research and research related, are encouraged to pursue the PhD program while doing their residency program. And I hope with tomorrow's discussion that is going to hold at National University Commission, I do hope that the MDCAN will see reading and they will call up their strike so that lectures and other academic activities will resume in our universities. Thank you.